Today's topic is good brain versus bad brain. I was at an appointment with my daughter and there was nothing for me to do at that point. And so as a result, I started working on today's live. It was a lull in the work that I do to support her business. And the reason why I thought about this is because, let me get out of that because I'm also working. Okay. The reason why I thought about it is because people want the easy path. And that's not boding well for your brain. And I've said this on YouTube Lives that everything that is good for our brain, we don't do as a collective adult a population. And everything that's bad for our brain, we do it at a very high level. We wake up doing it. We're doing it all day long and we go to sleep doing it. We might even be sleeping next to it. Good morning, Daisy. We might be sleeping next to something that's bad for our brain and not even really paying attention to it. And so I asked chat, why? Why is it? Why do we do that? And so today, neurologically, we are going to deconstruct why that takes place every single day. Why is everything that's bad for the brain easier than what is good for the brain? Now I'm going to come back on camera and I have two things to say before one thing to say and then one question that I will be asking you this amazing Friday morning. I found myself waking up this morning ruminating. Anytime my daughter has a long appointment at the same appointment and the person's energy is not the best, then we bring that energy home. No matter what we do to get it off, it's still there. And so this morning I woke up and I asked chat, I said, is this my SGACC just worrying, constantly worrying? And then chat said, no, that's not the actual function of a high functioning SGACC, which is why we're going to be talking about it again tomorrow, because today is Everyday Life with Nola and Dr. Donna, is this. Chat said, you have a low emotional point. And let me gather it correctly, because I don't want to, that's 1 second. Baseline. So I have a low emotional baseline, which means everybody got a low emotional baseline. And this part is the part that like almost knocked me off on my ass this morning because I couldn't believe it. And chat said, neutral feels like a threat. You said what? Neutral. Just for your emotional baseline to be neutral, it feels like a threat because the amygdalas and the basal ganglia, dorsolateral prefrontal cortex are all coming in to stir the pot, to make it feel like it's consistently worrying and looking for threats and all of that. So your SGACC is just doing what it does, and it has a very low baseline for your emotions. And then here comes all this other stuff, looking for a threat, looking for a problem, looking for a worry. And so if you try to be neutral, which remember I said I've been trying to be, I'm like, why can't I just become regulated, completely regulated, completely regulated? I was asking this before I even knew what the SGACC does. That creates the environment for your emotions. So to get to neutral feels negative. Just neutral emotions. Just the baseline, because the baseline is so low that to elevate, I live in Las Vegas. So if you at the Grand Canyon, just to get to land, to just baseline land, feels negative. That explains so much. That explains so much. That's why we're going to be on it again tomorrow, because that is a problem. No matter, because I'm like, I don't have any negative people in my life. No one has my telephone number. No one can, all you can do is email me at dthomasrodgers@aol.com. What is this feeling that I can't shake? Why can't I there is nothing. If you just looked at my life on paper, there is nothing wrong. I should be waking up every morning, skipping, throwing flowers up in the air, cheerio, hip, hip, hi. Hey, and I'm just trying to get the neutral. And I'm saying try, because I'm not at neutral. Neutral feels like a threat. That's why I know we are hardwired for negativity bias. Y'all see me how I'm acting, and I'm not at neutral emotionally. That's why things are still excitable. And I'm like, I don't want to be yelling at people online no more. I don't feel like doing none of that. the calm bull in me is like, I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of the thought of having to do it. 832 days live. And I'm like, because I'm not even at emotional baseline neutral. Can you imagine when I get to neutral, let alone above neutral, so that I just feel the actual thing that's happening? That's neutral. Because the ACC is there for you to process feelings. So yeah, you can be sad. Yeah, you can be happy. Yeah, you can be jovial and jubilant and all of that. You can actually feel it. But I'm not even at neutral. So my emotional baseline is so low that to go, all day long feels like I'm doing something wrong. That's that self-betrayal that we talked about almost 2 weeks ago. So neutral feels negative. That's pretty bad. That's pretty fucked up to be neutral. If you put a car in neutral, it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going forward or backwards. So just to get to not going nowhere, just stable. Baseline is neutral. That's not even occurring right now. As much work as I've been doing, and it's not even occurring. So yeah, we're going to talk about it on Saturday. I'm going to get some strengthening in there, and we're going to start using that, because that's what's happening up here. The neutralness of it can't happen. And yes, the amygdala and the other brain regions are contributing to the low emotional baseline. Negativity bias. Let me write that down before I forget. So do y'all understand what I'm saying before I actually get in the lesson today? Can y'all relate? Can y'all understand what I'm saying? That humming, that background noise, that whole, it's just sitting under there, just there. And not even like an ingrown toenail, but it's just kind of just, can't put your finger on it. You can't put your finger on it, but it's just like, no matter what's happening, it's there. It's just like, you can't, it's like your shadow. It's just coming with you. It's like, why? Everything is going great. Why is it just hovering? It's just like, so we're not even at neutral. That's terrible. We're not even at neutral. Neutral, tan, vanilla, yellow, white, vanilla ice cream, just neutral. You know what I'm saying? Some Greek yogurt, not flavored, just water. Neutral. We can't get to neutral. That's unfortunate. And I'm going to research it. I know it's linked to negativity bias. I know it is. You start getting to neutral, you start feeling bad. Somebody call you. Yeah, well, if it ain't one thing, it ain't another. Shut the fuck up. Why can't you just process what this is? Why can't you just let this thing be that thing and then that thing be that thing? Why it got to be, if it ain't nothing, one thing, it's another? Well, as soon as something good happens, bad things going to happen to you. They come in threes. They come in threes. They come in threes. The language behind that. Well, don't get too happy. Because, if you get too happy, something going to go wrong. Don't be happy. Don't have joy. You trying to have joy all day today. Somebody going to piss you off. You're going to cut somebody out. Just, why? Why can't we just be neutral? Just go from negativity bias to neutral. Like neutral feels like a threat. I know I'm going to get to the other part, but neutral feels like the threat. Because Nola and I had a conversation last night. I said, enough of this shit. We're not doing this no more. We're getting the strategy. By the end of February, fuck this. I'm not doing this. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to bring this up. I don't want to be talking. I don't want to be checking on nobody from the past. I don't want to be talking about that. I don't want no connection to it. And I'm not denying it. If I need to tell a story related to my past for a point in the present or the future, I will do that. But I will not be connected to that shit. I will not be. And what it reminds me of is when I left the hood. And I went to college, and I've said this story. My cousin Trisha, I came home from Michigan State, and she was like, so like Dee, so like how's college? Like, so, and I said, why are you talking like that? I'm talking like that because like you're talking like that. Like, y'all hear how I talk now. You think I came back from 1.5 quarters at Michigan State, and I don't speak like that now. How did I pick that up in 4 months? I didn't. I probably was just speaking in complete sentences at that point. And that was it. And so she made me feel bad for that. And I went back. I was gone from Detroit for 10 years. I came back and I told them I was from Detroit. They was like, you ain't from Detroit, Donna. You don't talk like you from Detroit. How you from Detroit? Where was you from, the west side? And they making jokes about it. So I can't even leave. And then in other rooms, well, you really need to start speaking correct grammar. And you just basically was trying to coffee with cream my ass up. And I wasn't doing that bullshit either. Then I've been accused of being articulate. Like it's a fucking compliment. Why can't just be an effective communicator? Sometimes you need to say ain't got no. You ain't got no damn sense. You ain't got no damn sense. Watch this. Yeah, I'm different. 90. You hear? You hear? You still on here? Y'all see what yeah, I'm different 90 put in my comments? I'm literally speaking about something that's going to change your whole brain. And yeah, I'm different 90 decided to say, follow me. Follow me. You still here? Yeah, I'm different 90. Because I want you to be here because I'm going to talk about you. And I don't want to talk about you behind your back. So hopefully you didn't do a drive-by and type follow me and leave. Because I'm about to address you. So hopefully you stayed. Yeah, I'm different 90. Because on TikTok you can check. So yeah, I'm different 90. Decided to do a drive-by. Didn't stay. And then told me to follow them. Me. Like I'm some random bitch at the bar. Follow you where? Follow you where? Yeah, I'm different 90. Where the fuck am I following you when you don't even have the kahunas to put your government name as your username? Where are we going? Follow you where? Exactly. Follow you where? No, ain't no neutral. Randos don't get to drive by and give me any fucking instruction, direction, or nothing else. Follow you where? I don't fucking follow nobody. I don't even follow my own child on social media. I'm following the Nobel Prize people on Instagram. Follow you where for what? Fucking follow you do what? Follow me, I'm different. You ain't fucking different. You got a side profile photo with a weave and some lashes on. Follow me because I'm different 90, bitch. Why? I'm different. I'm different. You got a frontal on. You ain't different. You got your tickle bitties out. You ain't different. You one of many. The last thing you are is different. Yeah, I'm different. 90. Let me guess, you was born in 1990? I'm old enough to be your mama. The fuck I'm doing following you? Follow me. I'm different. You got 3-inch nails on, I know, and they got some designs on it. You got every outfit that you wore this week on the floor at your house. You got dirty dishes in your sink. and you doing the frontal pack because it's Friday, so you got to get your frontal laid for the weekend, and that's your itch. This the fuck you doing. With 3 lashes on your nightstand and 2 on the floor. You ain't different. You got a fabric bed with a junky ass dresser with some fucking makeup all over the top of it. Wait. No. You got a white vanity with the lights around it. And a shower that need to be cleaned. And a couple shoes that you can't find a match to. You ain't different. You want a mini. Now, before I was so rudely interrupted by I am different 90, follow me. Yeah, I'm different. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. The photo, my bad. It's workout exercise. So she got on a sports bra with not her tummy showing, because obviously she might have a fupa. So, or a booty do. Stomach stick out more than a booty do. So she got the one that come up that cinch everything in. You want them walking around with some leggings and shit on at the grocery store trying to act like you're not thotting out there. Athleisure. You ain't worked out in your whole damn life. But the exercise, you asking too much out of that athleisure as you get dressed every day. It ain't fucking miracle clothes. So as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. Neutral. I'm trying to get to neutral. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. So my question to you is, now that you know about being neutral, and for the new people here that's confused, I did that 1000% on purpose. Because I'm in the middle of saying something significant, and I got some rando over here talking dumb shit in my comments. So that needed to be addressed, because the number one principle of real leadership is to hold yourself and others personally accountable. And this person doing drive-bys, trying to get some followers, and she ain't even worth following. Yeah, I'm different. You not. So the person interrupted me. So that's for anybody else that think they just gonna come in and say something. Don't get confused because I got on a brain t-shirt. Don't let this brain t-shirt and this Asian hair fool you. That would be a mistake on your part. So before I was so rudely interrupted by I am different 90, I was saying neutral. Neutral feels negative. And then my question to you is, how does that make you feel? And if I asked you that already and you just got on here, answer it. How does being neutral make it negative for you? That you are constantly in this negative hovering existence because your emotional baseline is so low that neutral feels negative. Do you realize how low that emotional baseline has to be in order for neutral to feel negative? That's why I said I live in Vegas, Grand Canyon. Get it? How low it is. You look down, you're like, dang, hello. It's all the way down there just to get to neutral. Baseline is that low. How you feel about that? Am I talking to myself? Neutral is negative. Whoever types something, your comment is being filtered to protect the community. So you might want to adjust your language or go away. Did you hear you're saying neutral doesn't hear. Are you just now here? Did you hear the beginning of why I said neutral seems negative? Do you have the baseline information? Creative one does. Were you here at the beginning or did you just join? I'm asking because your response doesn't match the question from the original portion before. You think so? Okay. So neutral doesn't seem negative, but the brain is registering it as negative. So my thoughts are, yeah, maybe not. So what I said was at the beginning is that your SGACC, which is your subgenal ACC, anterior cingulate cortex, is the emotional weather in your brain. And what happens is there's this hovering, this constant negative hovering neurologically because we are hardwired for negativity bias. So no matter what is taking place in your life, it's there hovering, looking for a problem, negativity. It processes all the negative emotions higher. And so when you're neurologically attempting to go from your emotional baseline, which is really low, to neutral, that feels negative. And so my question to you is, how does that make you feel? That your emotional baseline, and this is for all 5.9 billion adults because we're hardwired for negativity bias, just to get to neutral, feels negative neurologically. And so my question was, how does that make you feel? That if you're attempting to just 24 hours a day be at neutral in your SGACC, working towards that feels negative. Just to work towards neutral. Discomfort is the new comfortable in my life, is what Jared said. It makes me feel like I am self-sabotaging. Yes. And that's how I felt this morning as well, Tiffany. And that's why we're going to work to ensure that that goes away. That neutral feels neutral. Because neutral just, in theory, and the person that came in is like, neutral is a negative? Exactly. It's not on paper, it's neutral. It's not, it's just there. But it feels negative. Okay, and as Daisy answers the question, I'm going to go with my topic. Why is everything bad for the brain easier than what's good for the brain? This sentence threw me for a whole loop. I wrote it down and I'm going to make it a Dr. Donna post. Confusing. Neutral feels awkward and uncomfortable. It does. It does. It does. It feels like something is wrong. Like you got your shoes on the wrong feet. Like a little kid. Like you walking around. We done had our shoes on the wrong feet our whole life and we switch it and we like, this don't feel right. When I used to allow people from Michigan to come to my home here in Las Vegas, the first thing they would say is, it's so quiet out here. How y'all live when it is so quiet? It ain't quiet no more, all these people that moved here, but it was extremely quiet back then. It's less quiet. But they were like, I mean, like y'all don't have, the streets is clean and y'all, like how y'all live out here? Peacefully. So it feels negative and it shouldn't, but it does because we're hardwired for negativity bias. We always looking for the saber-toothed tiger. So neutral is like, it's too quiet. You know, we done had 3 good days. You know, it's by hell about to come and just rain down on us. We're going to have 6 months of bad luck with these 3 good days we had this week. So this part is what really made me just sit down while I was at the appointment with my daughter. I just sat on my fatigue mat. Chad said, the brain is built for survival, not excellence. The brain is built for survival, not excellence. That's why you can't get the neutral, because you're looking how you can survive. We still looking for saber-toothed tigers. We done turned into the saber-toothed tigers on each other because the brain is wired and built on survival, not excellence. So one of the 74 principles, I'm going to just set and maintain high standards. Go for the gold. Be the best. Inspect what you expect. And be the best. Wait a minute. Be the best. Set and maintain high standards. Inspect what you expect. Go above and beyond. Those 5 principles of real leadership that the brain ain't even built for, wired for. So now you're not even at 74 principles of real leadership. You at 69 and counting. So it is built for survival, not excellence. That's why you take the easy path. So your brain did not evolve for wealth, discipline, and high performance. It didn't. It evolved for immediate energy, safety, social belonging. That damn social conformity theory and that social judgment theory is there, making sure you stay and avoiding discomfort. That's why neutral feels so negative. Neutral? No, we got to make sure our swords are sharp and we got to make sure we're going to fight and slay the dragon. What you over here reading a book for? Get here. Start fighting. Get you some Valerian steel. Survival versus excellence. That's why neutral feels, no, you going to be smart. No, we got to be thugs out here. That's why me and Jalen Rose had to put our bats down. That's why we had bats in Detroit in the 90s. And me with my tire iron. Survival. Let's go get down the T. Fuck some folks up. We'll be back. I'm going to get my cousin. Say less. Where we going? Now I'm like, whoa. I'm going to need some information. What? What's happening? Who over there? Nah, I'm good. Can't call me no more. Can't come get me no more. But back in the day, you could come get me. Yes. So your brain asks one question all day. Does this keep me alive right now? Not, does this build my future? Does this keep me alive right now? That's all we got is right now. Not, does this build my future? That's what I'm up against. The whole brain ain't even wired for excellence. On site. Not anymore. I walk away for the most part. So for me to just be at a point of, I'm going to just give people, as Bridget says, a tongue thrashing. That's a beautiful thing. You know what that is? That's growth. And I don't even do it all the time. So that's real growth. So instant reward versus delayed reward. Donut. You got sugar, immediate dopamine spike, no effort at all. The donuts is just donutting in. Somebody always bringing a fucking donut, a biscuit, a doggone muffin, some cookies, cakes, cupcakes, croissants, cronuts, candy bar. It's always something sweet sitting in the break room at the job. Always. Ain't nobody like, I just brought in some apples and bananas. Lucy Glow, my favorite apples. I just brought in some grapes and some oranges. Some dragon fruit. It's on the table in the break room. No, it's not. No, it's not. So healthy meals require honey buns. Ain't no joke. They just be calling me and calling me. Planning, preparation, delay, and no instant dopamine spike. So the brain loves fast, predictable, effortless, and certain rewards. I know I'm about to get a reward when I eat this honey bun. I'm going to get this red velvet cupcake. And now I got damn $10,000 worth of dental work that got to be done from the motherfucking red velvet cupcakes. Costly as hell. Teeth ain't cheap. So the brain loves, as I said, fast, predictable, effortless, and certain rewards. And it resists delayed reward, uncertainty, effort, and energy expedition. Why the fuck I can't say that? Exposure. Healthy food would rot at my job. It would. I need to Google what this honey bun looks like. Jared, go ahead and let Daisy know which brand of honey buns you're looking at. It's got glaze and dough and sugar and shit all on it. Okay. So what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is the brain is wired for survival, not excellence. Instant reward is necessary for the brain to be happy because the brain is saying, does this keep me alive right now? Just right now. The dopamine system is not about pleasure, it's about prediction. When something is easy, novel, fast, and variable, like scrolling through social media daily, it activates that dopamine system quickly. I call that manufactured dopamine because it's manufactured. It's not self-factured. It's not something that happens on your own. You haven't self-induced your own natural release of dopamine. It's coming from an external stimuli. So when something is repetitive, i.e. me live for 832 consecutive days, slow the progress. You got 37 days on Instagram. You got 180 days at level 1, level 3. You got, 90, 180 days at level 4, and then 365 days at level 5. The brain says, fuck that. Not doing that at all. The sweetest thing, sugar on top of sugar. So dopamine release is slower and smaller at first. The brain says scrolling, fast reward, studying equals work. So study the brain, master the brain, teach others how to do the same. That's how the people in the world will forever be changed. That's why we can't get more than 10 people on the live. We got the likes up to 20,000 and couldn't stay because TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram said, nope, that ain't immediate dopamine release. That's not interesting. That ain't gonna make nobody laugh in this moment. People gonna have to do this shit for how many days straight before you don't get no certificates, you don't get no reward. No, you don't, but you do get a strong ass prefrontal cortex and a regulated emotional center. That's what your reward. You need a certificate. You walking around with the certificate. Up here. It's up here. It's in your daily. It's when you get down to your ideal weight, 200 pounds for Jared. When your insulin or whatever for diabetes is where it needs to be. Your A1, whatever the measurement is. I'm not diabetic, so I don't have that medical information. But when you step on the scale, it don't say, whoa, 1 foot at a time. Right. Insular would be screaming. His is screaming too, Daisy. That's why everybody is on him. So scrolling equals a fast reward and studying equals work. I notice when people talk about weight loss, the room is quiet. Jared, I told y'all, when I was at Frito-Lay, it was a young lady and we had our children maybe a month apart, something like that. I know it could have been more than 6 weeks. And after I had my baby, y'all know, after I had Nola, they sent me to traffic. They banished me from traffic and hoped that I wouldn't ever come back again. Haha, jokes on them. Anyway, because I was in traffic, we had to train the drivers on continuous improvement master training. So one of the trainings was on a Saturday to catch the other drivers who worked during the week. So I was in the bathroom. They had remodeled the front of the plant. I was in the bathroom, had my golf shirt on, tucked in, and I had jeans on because it was Saturday and we was just there for training. I didn't have my, plus traffic didn't have to wear the same uniform as everybody else. So I'm in there looking cute, looking snatched, as they say now. And the other young lady that had her baby, she still had her baby weight. So her shirt wasn't tucked in. My shirt, I got on a belt, everything. And she was like, Donna, how you got your shirt tucked in? I don't understand. Like, how you back down to your size before you had your baby? We had our babies, whatever, maybe a month apart. I said, because I exercise and I watch what I eat. And she said, oh, no, I ain't doing that shit. No, I thought you did something else. I did. So, yeah. And it's amazing. It's interesting. And I've said this to overweight people before. I'm like, why y'all asking overweight people how to lose weight? They ain't they the before photo. You should be asking somebody that's the same size. If you actually want to lose weight, you asking them for tricks. This yo-yo dieting and shit. Don't nobody ask the person who been the same size since high school, how you stay that size? You just too, I'm not going to be able to be your size, but you ain't got to be that size either. You could be a different size. You could be somewhere in the middle. I got good genetics. I understand I'm Arthur Evelyn's granddaughter. I got that. But if you was a 2, you ain't got to be a 22. You could be a 10. It's some sizes in between that. For men and women, if you was a 28 in high school, you ain't got to be a 44 because you're grown. You could, be a 34. Some shit like that. So yes, that delayed gratification, don't nobody want to talk about that. Why? Because the brain just wants a honey bun a day. I worry about that doggone, they call it high school skinny. Yeah. People tell me, this funny, Tiffany. People literally tell me, oh, I know why. People that knew me back in the day. See, I know why you skinny, because you ran track in high school. You was in the Army. I got in the Army in 2001. It's 2020. It's people I was in the Army with that's fat now. And they went to West Point. Is that what you're telling yourself? The Army from 1996 to 2001 is the reason why I'm a 0 and a 2. Got it. High school skinny. Got it. So the point is that it is immediate. I know my god sister's best friend sister was a state champion in all sprints in when she was in high school. She got to be 320 pounds. Literally. Literally, she sweats Crisco. I ain't kidding. I was like, when I said, that is Niecy. Oh my. No, she can't lift her foot up a stair, and she was a hurdler too. Yeah. Mm-mm. So the point is immediate gratification. Give it to me now. I'm looking for survival. I'm not wired for excellence. I'm not. The brain is not. It's wired for survival. So give it to me now because I might not be here tomorrow anyway. Saber-tooth tiger might come and get me. No. So yes. So the dopamine system, did I say that already? Yeah. So yeah, you want it right now. The energy conservation system. Your brain is only 2% of your body weight. 2%. But it uses about 20% of your energy. It's like a baby, infant. Anybody got an infant in their house, they know that person is in charge. It uses about 20% of your energy. So the prefrontal cortex, your disciplined decision-making center, is energy expensive. And I've said that before. That doggone prefrontal cortex is, give it to me, power! Like one of them superheroes. I mean, in them villain movies, like, give me all the power, I want to take all the power. That's what it feels like. So things that require planning, resisting temptation, as Jerry said, the discipline to not eat the honey buns, long-term thinking. I am concerned with surviving today, not by the end of the week, and today is Friday. Emotional regulation. All that takes energy. It takes energy for me to actually say what I said to I Am Different 1990, whatever her name was. Because I could have went Donna T90. Yeah, I could have went Donna T90. That wouldn't have been no brainer or no brainer. No brainer. Nobody, and believe it or not, y'all haven't seen her. She hasn't showed up yet. You think you have, but Def Comedy Jam, Donna T. But Lord, you don't want to run into her. You go hamburger, French fries, supersized milkshake, or just people still trying to recover from some shit that I said to them in 1992. So I didn't, because I got disciplined. And I said enough, just in case somebody else wanted to feel froggy and leap. Got air and opportunity up in here. We do. Okay. So your brain prefers, instead of planning, resisting temptation, long-term thinking, emotional regulation, your brain prefers basal ganglia habits, implicit. I ain't got to think about it. Don't have to think about it at all. Autopilotis. Everything is on autopilot. Cruise control. And default patterns. Just things that automatically. Pattern recognition. I see this, go ahead. Jared, walk past vending machine, put card in, cash in, out comes honey bun. Go on with the rest of my day. So junk is easy. Growth is metabolically expensive. Junk is easy. You are wired for survival for now. I just want to survive today. That's why you just wake up, go do what you got to do, and get home and say, I survived today. I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. Yes, you are. You're not going to work harder. You're just going to survive today and rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. And this is how you know you just surviving. If you say, damn, that was 5 years ago. It's been 20 years since the such and such. That time sure did go by fast. Man, I went, woo. It feel like it was just 1991 the other day. You just surviving for 35 years. Just surviving. You got 35 years worth of surviving. And today's neuro rep for level 3s is calculate the number of days that you've been alive. Because that number hit different. I'm 52 and a half years old. When you find out that's 19,000 and some change days, that shit go, whoa, 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 whoa. That's why you count the years instead of the days. It's easier. It don't seem that bad. Don't seem that bad. But thousands and thousands, if you lose $52, you're not going to be mad. But if you lose $1,900 or $19,000, you're going to be upset. So that's why I was like, it's $52. Yeah, it's nothing. It's dinner out with, and just a regular dinner out with somebody at these food prices today. So yeah, if you ever found yourself saying that, where did the time go? In survival mode. I don't understand how I just got this. And that's why I said parents should start getting credit till kids become adults. And people shouldn't start getting credit until they're 40 years old for their physicality. Because I had a conversation with Nola. I said, how did the gentlemen, some of the gentlemen that I dated in the past are overweight now? I said, why? How did they were specimens, handsome as all get out. Why are they looking like that? And she basically said that was just genetics. And when you start getting credit, actually without going to see somebody, get some liposuction or some Ozempic or something, because you naturally put it on. So then you naturally take it off, because if you naturally take it off, you're going to build the neuro reps to start making sure that you get rid of it. You get rid of the clothes, the lifestyle, the food, and everything else, so you become healthy, because you ain't never seen a 600-pound 80-year-old, because they gone. Them organs is like, fuck this. I'm not going to keep trying to pump blood through all this fucking fat and weight and shit. And then if something happens, you got to move all that fat out to try to get to the damn heart. So that's why you don't see overweight old people, because they already dead. So it's interesting to see them and have all of these standards. I used to date a guy, he wouldn't date nobody over a size 2. Came back across him in Detroit. I said, you used to be 175. Why are you 240? What's up with this? When you going to start losing some weight? You got this. And now he's married, and his size 6 ain't a size 6 no more. She probably a 10 or 12. So Lord knows what size he is. So it's standard, but you don't get credit till 40. Women are perimenopause, and men have their own menopause. I forgot what it's called. The gentleman sold me my lipstick, told me about it. That's why they get boobies and man boobies. And so why are you getting credit for genetics when now your diet matters by how many prescriptions you have to take? The gout and all of these things come from lack of discipline, poor diet choices, and lack of exercise. Now, some things are just going to happen. I went to the eye doctor, 51, and I got the beginning of cataract. So I'm going to have sunglasses. At some point, they're going to get removed. It's a hereditary. Old people get it. And that's that. That's not something that I could have prevented. That everything else, they said, you need to start wearing sunglasses. Went to Dillard's or somewhere, got some Q sunglasses. Great. Got a dazzling pair for when I'm out and about, and a pair that I wear every day. So I did something about it as soon as I left the eye doctor. Got it. Roger that. But this whole notion that you just get fat, that's not actually how that happens. I never seen somebody just get fat. I never seen somebody do all the right things, eat and exercise, and just get fat. And so people are like, you're hard on people that are fat. No, I'm not hard on people that are fat. People that are fat are tasking to the people who have to take care of them. Regardless if you are a healthcare provider, CNA, whatever, it's harder to lift heavy people. It's harder to get them on tables. It's harder to put you in a wheelchair. So if you become incapacitated, it takes more people to take care of you because you didn't take care of you. That's what that's about. Your family, whomever, healthcare providers, everybody got to work harder because you didn't. That's why I say their overweight is controllable. Because we all gonna die. You get in a car accident. Now, how many people gonna get the jaws of life and take 5 firefighters to get you out the fucking car? Because you couldn't stop this. This is preventable. It's neurological. So that's why. She over here fat shaming. I ain't fat shaming. You ought to be ashamed that you fat. Did you catch that? Why you ain't ashamed? Why aren't you ashamed? Why aren't you fixing what the fuck is, instead of fixing food, fix you? Boo-boo. That's what you can do. You can fix some healthy food. It don't taste the same. Exactly. It ain't supposed to taste the same. That's how food tastes. Real food. Real food tastes different than fake food. A prepared meal tastes different than a meal, a Happy Meal, or whatever the fuck, a BOGO, some shit from McDonald's. I don't go to McDonald's, so I don't know. Whatever that shit is. Why salad don't taste the same as collard greens. I know, because you got a whole pig foot in that motherfucker. Eat some steamed kale instead. You're a walking preservative. You got more preservatives than cereal in the fucking aisle at a grocery store. So the modern environment is engineered against you. In ancient environment, sugar was rare. They had to go get it. It wasn't everywhere. Sugar wasn't everywhere. Sugar is everywhere now. Added sugar is in everything. Entertainment was rare. And high-calorie food required effort. Now it don't. To go to the store. Now you can get DoorDash. You can get somebody to come deliver that shit to your door. You ain't even got to leave your house. They could bring it to your apartment, your studio, your walk up, your job. You ain't even got to leave where you is to get your food now. Now, sugar is 24/7. Access. I saw a doctor. He literally was sitting at Dunkin' Donuts with how much sugar is in one of those doggone Frappuccino, Cappuccino, He just had the sugar in the clear cup. This is what you're going to get every morning. I need my coffee. No, you said I need my 99 grams of sugar before I start my day with a little bit of caffeine. You got sugar with a shot of caffeine. Caramel frappe drizzled on the top and all of that. Entertainment is in your pocket. Before, we used to have to wait till prime time for the TV shows to come on. And then all summer long, we had to wait to see who shot JR. We did not know. And stimulation is constant. That's why we don't have a TV no more. I took all the Netflix and all that shit off my tablet. If I watch something now, I'm watching. If I say, I need a break, I'm watching old ass movies with commercials on YouTube with the fake name on it so they won't get in trouble. And then we do have a projector with a screen, and my daughter and I will sit down for 30 to 45 minutes, and that's it. If a movie is 2 hours, it takes us 3 days to watch it. Not even going to sit through that 2 hours consecutively. So your survival brain is in a modern world is overstimulated, oversugarated, and everything. So the environment is easier. The regulation demand is higher. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. It's taking too long. Give it to me now. I want to see it. I want to watch it. I want to do this. I want to do this. You're eating a snack while you're waiting on your food. You're eating some popcorn. What you doing? Waiting on my DoorDash. Got my libations. In Detroit, I'm about to say in Detroit. In Las Vegas, they deliver your marijuana. The dispensaries have delivery people that will bring it to your house. Will bring it to you. Gotta love Las Vegas. You do not have to leave your house. If you work from home, you can stay at home. They got people that will come and pick up your laundry. And during COVID, they would come and pick up your car and service it and bring it back to you. You really don't have to do shit here. Not at all. Emotional avoidance is easier than emotional regulation. So bad for the brain behaviors often reduce discomfort immediately. I had a bad day, let me tie one on. I had a good day, and let me drink something. Had a bad day, let me eat this. Had a bad day, let me go see something on OnlyFans. Gotta do just everything. How convenient it is. And the old folks because we go to senior living communities all the time. They token too. They all everybody. It is everywhere. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Because it was legal here before it was legal in a lot of y'all states. It was dispensaries are big as grocery stores here. They got a dispensary with edibles on one side and a cafe on the other side. So you can eat that and go get you something to eat. That thing is by the strip and it is always crowded. Okay, examples. Doom scrolling. It avoids boredom. Snacking avoids stress. Avoiding workout. It avoids physical discomfort. Staying in unhealthy relationships avoids rejection and fear. Yes. So doom scrolling, snacking, avoiding working out, and staying in unhealthy relationships. That's all no-brainer. But here's what is good for the brain, though. Good for the brain behaviors require discomfort first, reward later. Delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. Regulation is delayed. Avoidance is instant. So you got calculated avoidance syndrome. That's a Dr. Donna original. So here are some everyday examples that I'm about to use for you. Scrolling versus reading a book. Reading is fundamental as one of the 74 principles of real leadership. Scrolling is not. And when I wrote my book in 2008 and published it in 2009, we were still on Facebook. We had everybody was getting their little account and everything. You had MySpace and some other stuff back then. So people were on Facebook, just not as much as they are now. Fast food versus grocery shopping. That's what I'm striving for. Yes, sir. Fast food versus grocery shopping and cooking. We go to the grocery stores twice a week to get all of the food that we need. Once I went to Europe and realized people go shopping every day to get their bread and everything else, we don't have a lot of food in our freezer or our refrigerator. And you're like, oh, well, what's going to happen if you have an apocalypse? People will give us food because we're skinny and we're cute and they'll feel sorry for us. So we just go to our neighbor's house and say, we don't have any food. Can y'all feed us? And they will, because we have those relationships with them. So don't have a lot of stuff in the freezer. Get fresh fruit every couple of days And so we end up at Smith's, which is a byproduct. Kroger, if you're on the East Coast, they own Smith's. So we end up at Smith's, Trader Joe's, Sprouts, and Whole Foods to get our food. And it takes a whole loop. You got different lists in the phone. We got to get this from this, from this, from this. And then we have to go to certain Smiths because they have it. They don't have it at that Smith. So now we're at different Smiths and different Trader Joe's. And so the Whole Foods has what we need so we don't have to go to the other one. But we're at different Trader Joe's and different Sprouts depending on what's taking place. And so that takes time and that takes effort. But what I don't have is prescription medication. I'm 50, about to be 53. I have no prescription medication. I'm anemic and I got a low white blood cell count. Thank you, U.S. Army. So I do take B12 drops with folic acid. And I take a women's vitamin for over 50 for old women shit. That's it. So I was experiencing severe heartburn because of perimenopause. Thank you so much for perimenopause. And I changed my whole diet. Got on chat, said, listen, this is what's happening. And whole diet change. Nola followed suit. Because she gonna go through perimenopause at some point too. And that was it. I made that change on December 29th and I had a little bit of heartburn because we ate some gravy, some packaged gravy that no problem, but they changed the ingredients, realized that it was gravy because it was bothering me, then it started bothering Nola, and I said, okay. And then with my dental work, because I'm taking Tylenol, it's a little fizzle. That's about it. But for the most part, heartburn-free, new diet. Because I want to be here and I want to be healthy and I do not want to be a burden to my only child because I didn't take care of myself and now she got to figure out what to do with me. We already got a plan in place for that anyway, but that's not fair. So yeah, you can do all of that with that, or you can go grocery shopping. You can plan, and they deliver groceries too, which is interesting. It's because they deliver groceries too. And the beautiful thing is, even you can get the apps on most grocery stores and just put your stuff in. Smith's allows you to get over a certain amount. They will put it in your car for you. So you could just like you door dashing, you could just do that and they'll deliver, put it in your car. And then you can they deliver groceries too. Ship, shop, something can bring groceries to your house. Factors, a bunch of healthy things that can be delivered to your house too. So couch versus workout. You sit on the couch, Lazy J, used to be in the recliner and a lazy boy, doing nothing. Complaining versus problem solving. Exactly, because Kroger's own Smith's. So we got Smith's on the West Coast. It was Kroger on the East Coast. Arguing emotionally versus pausing and regulating. So scrolling versus reading a book. Fast food, I know it's 4:55. I got it. Fast food versus grocery shopping and cooking. Couch versus workout. Complaining versus problem solving. And arguing emotionally versus pausing and regulating. One is automatic. The other requires PFC activation, and remember that's 20% of your brain is using your body's energy. So what is actually happening in the brain? When you choose the easy path, which we can see, donuts, and I think that's a Big Mac or something on the phone, the basal ganglia habit loop is inactive. The dopamine is a quick spike. And that's why the watch time on my lives is not long, because I'm not giving you manufactured dopamine. I'm not your pusher man. I'm not going to do to you and create your own fucking dopamine. That's your brain. What is we using my energy for? She don't really make, and I'm not going to. And I guarantee you at some point there will be thousands of people on my live with strong prefrontal cortexes because this is drip. It's slow. Go slow to go fast. I will not compromise anything that I have built so I can have 500 people on here. He's so funny. I feel so good. I'm going to be back tomorrow. And you ain't going to do shit in between this live and the next live. So no, don't come back. Dopamine quick spike and a low prefrontal cortex effort. Remember, the brain is not wired for excellence. It is wired for survival. This feels like work. What people hear that are looking for dopamine is they hear me say work, sweat, work hard, sweat, work hard, work, small reward. Work, sweat, work, read, work, problem solve, conflict resolution, work, small reward. And that's not what they're here for. They're here for some donuts and some cronuts. So when you choose a growth path, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, Miss Darlene, that's focus plus override. No braino. They're looking for Janice. When the ACC comes up, the CACC for conflict detection, I want it, but shouldn't. I wanted to watch for a while. It took me about 35 days to stop going to sleep to a screen because I have been doing it my whole life. And then when I had my dental thing, I said, okay, I'm going to take a nap. I'm just turn this on because I can't do anything. I had to turn it off because it was a disruption. It didn't even feel the same anymore because that was August 9th of last year. So the insula, discomfort awareness. Being over here is discomforting. We all are discomforting. Okay. But I'm a bad motherfucker and you working on becoming one. So that feels better overall. And then delayed dopamine reinforcement. So that natural release of dopamine is a feeling that you can't describe. When you finally see natural dopamine, it's like having a piece of fruit versus a honey bun or a red velvet cupcake in my case. When you finally start loving those Lucy Gold apples and then you go grab a red velvet cupcake, you can taste all the artificialness in it. And your brain is like, yeah, I don't want that. I'm good. Where's the apple at? Where is the grapes? Where's the banana? Give me an orange. I just want a piece of fruit. I guess it's just a few of us, but I feel like your knowledge share is dopamine for us too. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that. It's a natural release of dopamine and it's a slow release. So if you're looking for that fast money, that street money, because I'm from the hood, then you could go get on the corner and do something and get you a quick 50. That part. Thank you. So I know what it's doing and I'm doing it on purpose. And I designed it this way to get rid of those dysregulated, I used to call them losers, those dysregulated people. I want them to go away. That's why I have this background. That's why I got on brain t-shirts. That's why I don't have on no makeup. Yes. This that blue magic over here, this moonshine. It's 200 proof. It's that I got that good too. Anyway, thank you all for that. I appreciate it. So the growth requires tolerating discomfort long enough for the brain to rewire. So once, and it happens to everybody. Daisy had that moment when she was looking up something and it clicked. So you're just somewhere, you do the neural rep, and all of it just comes together for you. And now you're just like, wow, this is what my brain feels like. And then you start having more neural clarity because the brain fog is gone and you can see everything. You can see it very clear. That's the beauty of this process because every person's moment, time, neural rep, revelation, default mode network, self-reflective moment is different. And then after that, and we use Jared a lot because Jared came on here in August talking about King James, LeBron James, and he got blocked. And it might have been July. And then in September 6th, I was live on TikTok and here he comes like, hey, so what had happened was, and I fuck 18. And he wouldn't curse. He was like, bump 18. And now he over here like, yeah, I didn't know the error of my ways. But I promise you I won't do nothing like that again. And he having a different existence. That's what this is about. Slow and steady wins the race, the tortoise versus the hare. So growth requires total discomfort long enough for the brain to rewire, long enough for your prefrontal cortex to come online for you to get it. And now you're like, I got it. Okay, cool. I can get this done. So this is not about weakness, laziness, or lack of intelligence. A survival brain is a stimulation-rich world. And that's what we live in. Yesterday, y'all know, I'm supposed to be looking at, now I have to ask TikTok for sunrises, sunsets, pets, and wildlife. And every time I come into my phone, I don't get that for the first 3 videos. I get people doing dumb shit. So I have to say, not interested, not interested, not interested. And then I'll see a sunrise and a sunset. And then I'll see the new Doberman Pinscher that just won for the Westminster's, the pet thing, dog show. Then I'll see what I want. So even though I've asked the algorithm to give me what I want, and the algorithm won't batch me out to other people, so it knows what to do, but it's like, but are you sure you don't want to see Keisha put her frontal on? I'm sure. I don't even wear frontals. I'm okay. I don't wear lashes. I'm good. I'm 52, about to be 53. I'm done with all that. I ain't got to do that shit no more. I'm me. I walk in the room. I'm so alluring. I ain't got to have none of that shit on. And people just like, who is that? Because I fixed it from the inside. So I don't want to see that. I don't want to see, because it's Black History Month, that all this stuff is happening. I asked you for what I asked you for, and I want to see that. But I can't see that. Why? Because survival brain. Give me some manufactured dopamine. You got to want some of this. I don't. I actually don't. So the trained brain builds friction around bad inputs. It builds friction. And the untrained brain follows with ease. Follows with ease. Homegirl came on talking about follow me and move on. They go, if you put it on enough people's lives, they'll start following you. Or they might drag you. over here. Either way, you got a result. You got a response from me. You got a result from me. I am different 90. Yeah, I'm different 90. That was her name. Okay. So here is the close. Where are you choosing ease over growth in your life? And just consider it. Where are you choosing it at? What discomfort are you avoiding? And we all know for me, it's saying, give me my money. Pay me on all my platforms. Thank you to my mama for saying you can't make no money doing that. And what is one small friction that you can add today? Because high functioning brains are not born, they are trained. Yes, I'm building my brain to handle the discomfort. So just think about that. Where are you choosing ease over growth? What discomfort are you avoiding? And what small friction can you add today? I add friction every day. And I do it on purpose because people don't know what to do with my friction. They don't know what to do. They literally come for me and they have misread the room and then they don't know what to do. People have told me I'm not a doctor. Your doctorate ain't real. You're not a medical doctor. MD is not behind my name. It's EDD. I'm an educator. You don't know what you're talking about. I do. I actually do. You a life coach. I'm not. Well, you a therapist. You ain't no psychiatrist. Okay. Got it. You wasn't a real soldier. You ugly. Is that a wig? It is. So on and so forth. So I like causing friction. Nothing that you see is on accident. Nothing at all. Not the background, not the t-shirt, not the hair, not the fake CZs from Target. All of it is on purpose. It's designed for people to not know who I am until they find out who I am. It's camouflage. I'm hiding in plain sight on purpose. Oh, she's just scrolling. She's not interesting. How smart could she be? She's not standing next to books. Where her bookcase? But did she have a bookcase in the background? No, she got bookcases downstairs. I got bookcases I could go stand in front of. And the difference is I read the majority of my books. I got 16 books that I didn't read because I was preparing for 12 and then I switched and said I'm just going to start reading brain books. But the rest of the books, I read them all. They got dog ears and pen marks and everything in them. I'm still thinking my way to my higher self with each action. And that is correct because I'm a verbal disruptor. Yes, ma'am. I am. And I do that on purpose because, and then I'm going to get out of here so I can go pee, is this. People, if you go to my LinkedIn and you read it, Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, you will have a picture in your head of somebody. And maybe I look like this with my glasses on. You might think this is me. This works better. See, if I'm here with my glasses on and I'm talking, now I got like the nerd thing going on. So now, and I've done this before. So if I say, and so the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, now glasses say, oh, she's a nerd and she's smart. But then if I take the glasses off, it's a difference. And I don't have the activity. So I'm not speaking in this tone. I'm not saying, so the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex is located in the prefrontal cortex. And here is the function of it. It's a decision-making processor. So now you don't know what to do with that. Voice is too deep. Then if I say I ain't got no, it's like, she's stupid as hell. Then if I say odoriferous emanations, oh, now she's trying to be smarter than us. So negativity bias is will always be something. And so I'm here for it. I'm creating that friction. I am creating. Emmanuel found out, the artist that we had the other day on the YouTube live, he found out who he was talking to. He came with all his rhetoric and everything. And then I dissected his website. And then he didn't know what to do when I told him his business model wasn't going to work and his art is stuck. That he didn't know that I already had this conversation with somebody who was an artist with clothes. Her fashion line, she still has using natural materials to make clothes, putting her in front of investors. So you too will be able to amaze people with all of your neuro tricks at the party. Because the stronger your prefrontal cortex is, the more information you have, the more experience you have. And then you have the ability to create the life that you came here to live. But you can't do that if you're just attempting to survive every day, which is what the brain is wired to do. So your brain is not wired for excellence, but it can be. because you got 86 the strength of hair. You got 86 billion neurons. You got 86 billion neurons. And so normally I don't ask on TikTok, but today I'd like to know, what did you learn today? And then we can go. What did you learn today? And remember, you type a brain, an ellipse, a ... or something so that I know that you are going to respond. Tiffany and Daisy are responding. And remember, we are live today on YouTube, Nola and Dr. Donna. No, real life with Nola and Dr. Donna. The topic is to say thank you. Oh, I need a nap. Y'all gonna Tylenol makes me sleepy. I'm only taking one every 8 hours too. Yesterday was every 12 hours. So it's not a lot. I got a pure system. I am on every day on TikTok at 4 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time and YouTube every day at 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I live on the West Coast. Tiffany said, I learned that the brain is wired to survive, but we have to force through it. Yes. So anytime you're feeling, thank you for that, Tiffany. Anytime you're wanting to go and do something excellent and it is like, it's because your brain is wired for survival and give it to me now. So you are overriding your own wiring. And then if you got a bunch of other people telling you it ain't possible because they like, what you trying to do besides survive? You going where? Why would you do? You know how long that's going to take? Why would you sacrifice? You going to be in school for how long? How long it take you to do that? You got to be at the job for 5 years before you get promoted to. Why would you do that? So here they come with their untrained survival brain, pulling you back down, saying all these things. It take you, she always over there doing something. What you doing now? What you reading now? What you learning now? You ain't learned enough yet? How much stuff you need to learn? This is killing me. So you're fighting it and they're fighting it. So if you get anything accomplished in life, anything past survival, you got 2 degrees, 3 degrees, promoted at work and all that, listen, you know how much overriding you've had to do in order to make those things happen in this dysregulated, untrained world we live with these adults. It's challenging. Nola, if you gotta go to the bathroom, go ahead. If y'all hear the toilet flush, her bathroom is behind my wall in my office. It's not me, it's her. And everybody pees. So she just woke up. Okay. And then Denise has something and then we're gonna go. And I am actually cool with the numbers. The numbers been this way for quite some time. I was on Instagram for 8.5 years before I went viral. It's just part of the process. It's the topic. I'm not changing the topic. People will change their mind. That's how I see that. And then Denise said, I learned the brain is like our reverse cheerleader, and we have to be our best to override its defa. I think you lost characters. And drink water. Default. That's correct. Yes, ma'am. That is what has to happen. Yes. So now that you have this information, you can go forth and be prosperous and don't take the bad brain, the easy path. Now you know that it's actually neurological that's stopping you and you need to do the neural reps. You need to go to Instagram, Turnaround Doctor, and sign up for the 7-day free challenge to start the 60-second neural reps, because otherwise you're just going to be the same. The odds are stacked against you. The neurological odds are stacked against you. And you need to become stronger in your prefrontal cortex if you're going to do anything extraordinary at all. Your best is in front of you. It's not, you haven't even gotten to it yet because you've been operating with an untrained, dysregulated brain. Imagine what's possible when you have the cognition to actually think before you do anything, plan and strategize before you take action. So you're not backpedaling and saying, damn, that did. You don't have to be in the maze like Jack Nicklaus and his wife in The Shining. You could just go in the direction that you want to go in and grow in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time today. I do value and appreciate all of you who took the time to answer the questions, because that's the other thing, is that you close every time you are asked a question and you answer it. You close your own neural loop and you get your own natural release of dopamine. That's why online, if I ask a question every day on 4 different platforms and I just heart the answers, and I know people are thinking, well, why does she answer back? Because answering is this nice little release of dopamine, just a nice natural release, and you feel good, but you don't know why. You can't explain it, and that's why I asked the question of the day. Because you're like, yeah, my first car was a sentence, and you have this good memory, and you're like, if you were a fruit, what kind of fruit would you be? So it's just little crumbs, little neural crumbs that I'm leaving all across social media. I told you I don't do anything without a strategy and a why. Okay. You all go off and have a great rest of your day. A fantastic Friday. I will be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock a.m. God willing, higher power in the universe. Same time, same place, safe space, different brain t-shirt. These brain t-shirts are now available, my pleasure, on my Amazon shop. You can go to my website, theturnarounddoctor.com. Click on the Amazon shop on the menu or at the bottom, and you too can start rocking brain t-shirts out here like wood. Because you know what? Yeah, I'm different. That's what all great comedians do. They bring it back to the original joke that started it all, and you tag and tag and tag on that bad boy. Okay, you all go off and have a brain-tastic day. Adios.